YouTube world. This is my favorite time of the day, my people. Early. We up early, 4:30 in the morning. We right back up at you guys with another video. It is Christmas Eve, and the party don't stop, y'all. The party don't stop. We are right back at it. I'm headed to my business, my place of work. You know, on Christmas Eve, it feels good, and this is my favorite time of the day when I get to chill, talk to you guys in the chit at, and have a great time, man. You guys really make my day, man. Some of the comments that you guys come up with is hilarious. I can't think of it, man. I love it, and I definitely want you guys to continue it up, man. You know, we have great engagement. My numbers have been increasing, and I love it, man. You know, I think we up 16. No, we up 18 subscribers in the last 28 days, and I know it's more. So when you come up here, I need for you guys to hit that like button. I also want you cats to subscribe to get those numbers up, my people. You guys know how we do. We got to keep the integrity of the show going. We speak about that 10%. We speak about growth at the workplace. And we also speak about personal growth, my people. So we're going to speak about health first. And my numbers, my diabetic numbers have been holding steady. I have been taking responsibility, taking both of my insulin shots, that's the long lasting, and also the short term insulin to cover everything that I eat. I told you cats that I wanted to gain weight. Last week we set a goal of being, again, I'm what, 5'8", 5'9", really 5'8 and a half, but I'll say it's 5'8", man. I won't go to the whole 5'9". And right now I weigh 146 pounds with my clothes off. When my clothes on, depending on what I'm wearing, I'm around 150, 154. So we're about 2 pounds short of the goal that I set last week. But we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. And it's just eating more meals, man. You know, before I was eating 1 or 2 meals a day, which isn't good. We chalk that up to drinking the night before, because when you drink, or when I drink, it messes up my appetite and it stops me from eating the meals that I need to eat. So we slowed down on the drinking a whole lot, and I'm up to eating about 3 good meals a day. I want to mix it up because of my pancreatitis. Now we're gonna have small meals, like 5 small meals a day, my people, and I think that that's gonna help me get my weight up. Also help me be much healthier. One of the things I did notice is the morning effect with diabetes. And this is something that a lot of people don't know. When you wake up in the morning, your body is gonna give you a shot or a dose of energy. You understand what I'm saying? So I know this with me, my numbers shoot up in the morning. So I'll be asleep. Numbers look good. And when I'm asleep, they sometimes drop, you know, to about, because I have the Dexcom. So, you know, you could look at your numbers throughout the whole night. Somebody on the chat said, hi, what it do, baby? How you doing? Mariam Doc Decker. What up? What it do? Yeah. So, you know, I look at my numbers, and at night, they tend to drop, you know? The numbers tend to drop. But then when I wake up in the morning, it shoots up. And what I notice is if I give myself like maybe a unit of fast-acting insulin or 2 units of fast-acting insulin, then it tends to bring those numbers down, and it controls the spikes. And as a diabetic, you know you got to stay away from those spikes. It's them spikes. Oh, my people, y'all loving it. What's up? So you know you got to stay away from, and God, I'm good. Thank you. I'm good too. So as a diabetic, it's them spikes you got to stay away from, man. Them spikes can be dangerous. So just keeping a steady diet, not eating too much sugar and things like that will keep you straight, you know? So that's a good thing. That's definitely a good thing. And we moving on from that. Next, we're going to speak about the career. And on Monday, you know, we had a big meeting. Tuesdays are my days from working from home. So Monday, we had a great meeting. I told you cats that they're trying to automate things in the office. So a company wants to sit with me and ghost me and basically look at the way I run all of my reports. Now, if you've been following the podcast, I tell you I don't keep information from people, you know? I don't keep information from people. However, you do have to be intelligent. Damn, I almost tripped and bust my ass. But it is what it is. So, you know, you don't want to be like that with people. You definitely don't want to hide information. But at the same time, you don't want to be a fool and tell people all your secrets, you know? Because y'all know I spend a lot of time with this stuff, man, a lot of times. And I discovered a bunch of secrets that don't nobody in the company know but me. You know, and I would be a fool to give these people everything that I know. And they're trying to automate everything. Nah, they ain't gonna get all that, man. I got to keep some of them secrets, my people. So what I noticed is that we got a 3-man team. You understand what I'm saying? The 3-man team. And everybody fits a role. So my direct manager, you know, he's an OG, son. Like, he's a strategic genius. And I see why he's the head of the whole department. You know, I'm moving up, but I see why he's the head of the department, because he can see things that I don't see. I'm just a workhorse, son. I'm a workhorse. I'm the type that's gonna get into the information, break it down, know the secrets, tell you this is this and that is that. But he's the type that be like, yo, B, nah, bruh, you can't do this, bruh. No good deed goes unpunished. And he sees all the traps. So he can look at a question that may seem innocent, but he sees what's really going on in that question and what they really asking and what they really trying to get to. And he just say, Brad, you just so naive, yo. Don't be so naive. These people are not your friends. They don't have your best interests at heart, and they'll do you dirty. Said you have no friends. And in the business world, that's how it is, kid. You don't have no friends in this business world, man. They will do you dirty. They will definitely do you dirty and throw you out, you know what I mean? After all that hard work that you put in, you know? So that's part of the reason why, you know, I do give my all, but at the same time, I still look to the outside to say, okay, I got to develop something that is going to supplement my ultimate income that I make from my job, because, you know, you can't allow your destiny to be tied in with something like this, where that, you know, somebody could just come in and try to do something dirty to you, you know what I mean? And you can't fight it, you know? So that part was going. And now we talk about the personal life. And this is where we're getting into the topic of the conversation, my people, right? So it's December 24th, right? December 24th. I am a 45-year-old man. And I want to tell you guys about pressure, about staying true to who you are, and basically not allowing society to pressure you into a situation where you're not ready for, right? So again, let's calm down, let's relax, and let's take it from the top, right? Check this out. I'm a 45-year-old man, right? My life was cool. Very, very, very cool. Going from high school, I wasn't too much problems. I played baseball. You know, I applied for 3 schools out here in New York. I applied for Stony Brook. I applied for, that's a SUNY school. I applied for Hofstra University, and also applied for St. John's. And this was back in 1998. I got into all 3 schools. However, I didn't really pay attention in high school. Like, I wasn't taking high school too serious. And also going into college, I wasn't really taking that stuff too seriously. I was just really not studying. I had no study habits. I was just doing all this stuff off of natural ability, my people. But I did think I was going to be a professional baseball player. So I went to the school that I felt gave me the best opportunity to play college baseball, and that was Hofstra University. So I went to Hofstra University. I tried out for the baseball team, and a brother got cut. And that was the first time that I ever got cut from a baseball team, you know? And like, I saw some of the kids there, they were much stronger than me, but I did have a lot of natural talent. And it's crazy because the baseball coach for Hofstra at that time, Coach Minor, he did baseball camps at New York Institute of Technology. And I went to that baseball camp a few times. And I was really one of the only black kids going there. So he knew who I was, right? But at the same time, at those D1 schools, they look at some of the people, the talent. And at the time, I wasn't really a standout. I wasn't a standout. He came to me and said, You know you're good, but you're still weak. And he wanted me to practice with the team and also try work out with the team. I wasn't officially on the team, but he wanted me to get stronger. So I didn't do that, man. I didn't do that. Like I felt hurt that I wasn't on the team. So a brother, I'm not gonna say that's the reason why, but listen, I was a quiet kid, man. Quiet kid. You know what I mean? I used to go to parties at Hofstra and not be seen. So I started to drink, man. Started to drink. And that drinking brought a different person out of me, man. So now I'm at the parties, I'm being loud, I'm hollering at chicks. And like what I noticed is that it was working. Girls started liking me because I was out there more, people giving me respect. It was crazy. And I fell in love with that, you know what I mean? And, you know, I started drinking, heavy drinking, man, heavy, hard drinking, hard stuff, Devil Springs. Man, you know, it got to the point where I was drinking more than I was eating, my people. So this was going on around 21, 22. I was still in school, you know, still in school doing what I had to do. But I got sick, man, with pancreatitis. And I still remember this, man. I went to go see Saw back in 2005. 2005, I think it was Saw 2. And it was on Halloween, right? And my stomach was hurting so much, yo. Like pancreatitis pain is crazy. The stomach was hurting so damn much that I had to go to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room. They checked me out. And the next day, they said I had pancreatitis. They put me to sleep, meaning, you know, the pancreatitis was eating up my insides and it started affecting my lungs. So it was hard for me to breathe. So now they put me into an induced coma. And that was on November 1st. My people, I woke up the week of Christmas that year. The same year I woke up the week of Christmas. So we talking December 20th. So I was asleep from November 1st to December 20th. I would be released from the hospital that next year, the day after Valentine's Day. So we talking February 15th in the year 2026. Now, my whole life took a reset. I had to leave college. I stopped working for like a year. I could barely even walk at that time. I had to relearn how to walk. Somebody in the chat said, I'm glad your channel is picking up stream. Keep pushing, bro. Thank you very much, man. Who said that? 1-2 Kid. I know 1-2 Kid. You rap, don't you, 1-2 Kid? I think you came on the show one time. The 1-2 Kid. Yeah. So, you know, I got sick. And I was 26 years old at that time. You know? And the craziest thing is I was under my mother's insurance at that time. But at 26, bro, that's when you get cut off. So it was like, yo, you becoming a man now. And I was sick and everything was taken away from me. So now I had to build myself back up, right? So now we talking 26. I got my real first job around 27, 28. That's the company that I'm working for now. But I got to realize even before that, I was working for the company because I was an intern. So now I needed a real job, my people. And it's 26. I was in a relationship that was bad. You know, my girl held me down while I was in the hospital. Her, my father, and my mother, they was there every day, you know? But I still was in a bad relationship, you know? And something happened in that relationship and I left her. So we talking 27 now. And at the time, I'm telling myself, yo, all right, B, you going in 30, bruh. You turning to 30. You have to be more responsible. You have to start doing things in this world. You have to set the precedent. You have to make your mark on the world. You're turning 30. Things are getting serious now. You didn't have insurance. You damn near died. Now you got to get serious, my bruh. Life is real. So I told myself, before I even know it, I was like, yo, I'm turning 30, stuff getting real. Man, my next relationship is going to be serious and I'm going to get married. I told myself that even before meeting the person. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, my people. The next relationship that I got into, I got married. You feel me? And I was married at 30. Now, she was younger than me. She was 5 years younger than me. So I was 30 and she was 25 years old, my people, 25 years old. And in that relationship, This is no slight or no knock on her because she was a beautiful and great person, you know? One of the cutest things she ever did for me was this. We had just kind of met, you know? Y'all know I'm heavy into boxing. I told you cats that before. And I threw up a party, a boxing party. All my friends was there. You know, this girl really didn't know how to cook, but she went to the Dominican spot. She went over there, got them to cater it, but she put them in her own personal stuff. So she made it seem like she cooked it, but she didn't. She went to a spot, put it into her bowls, and made it seem like she made all of that. Now that was sweet, because she just wanted to impress me, you understand? But realistically, I wasn't ready to get married, my people. And I would come home and just be like, damn, son, I gotta come in. I don't even wanna come in, son. Like, shit, you know what I mean? I got to be in this. And I was putting pressure on myself because I'm thinking like, all right, I'm 30 and I gotta do something. But in actuality, I wasn't ready for it. Yo, I was allowing my biological clock to make the decision for me. And I put myself in a situation that just didn't fit me, you know? And it created an issue in my life where I didn't like my life, you know? And at the time, for somebody like me who didn't like their life, one of the things that I did was drink. I drink heavily. And it affected her life and it affected my life. You know, so cheating started coming into the picture. You know, she would do things to try to get attention from me. And I looked at it like that. So she would have sicknesses, a whole bunch of sicknesses, and I never took them serious. She was telling me, oh, she feel this type of way, and the doctors were telling her like, nah, nothing wrong, it's all in your head. And I like kind of resented her because I would have to take care of her, and you know, there was no visible signs. Like she'd say she wasn't feeling right, and there was no visible signs, yo. So I'm looking like, damn, what the hell going on here? You know, and I wasn't paying her the attention that she deserved as a person, yo, you know? And we kind of separated. We came up with a deal. We was like, all right, we're gonna give each other a year. And then after the year, at the end of it, we're gonna come back to each other, this gossip channel. This gossip channel. All right, that's what you say. Shut the F up. First hour at the open bar. And you was trooping, I don't even know what you're saying, trooping off. All right. Or the tea. All right, so yeah. So that's what happened. So she was telling me, you know, she was sick, but at the same time, I wasn't really listening. You know what I mean? So basically what happened was this. She was in the hospital. You dig? Straight up in the hospital, right? And we were still married. We gave each other a year. And I wasn't really taking it seriously. And guess what happened, my people? The same day that the Cavs won the championship from who they beat? The Warriors. They beat the Warriors, right? Now, peep, I was so happy because Kyrie Irving was my favorite player. And, you know, I like LeBron. I was rocking with LeBron. And it was all cool. And I was so happy. But then her mother called me and was like, yo, guess what? I said, what? She said, yo, your wife passed away. I was like, what? She passed away? Now, that hit me hard. You know, and it hit me hard because there was so much stuff I had to say to her. You feel me? That she never understood. And she was gone now. You feel me? Just straight up gone. Now, that stuff died with her. She would never understand how I really felt. I would never understand how she really felt. And you can't go back into that. You understand what I'm saying? You can't go back into that. So what I learned from all of these situations was this. Number one, is that you can't allow society to tell you what to do. You can't allow society to tell you what to do, my people. You understand? I put myself in a situation that I wasn't ready for. And just based off of age and based off of what I thought the right thing to do was, it messed me up. Then, not saying what I felt to somebody, allowing time to just pass by, not taking people seriously when they're actually feeling something, it truly affected me, my people. So that's why I live the way that I live now, man. He said, man, take your ass home. Brother, I'm up. I'm up. I'm going to work right now, bro. Being very productive. So, what's that? L book, my girl. Yeah, so maybe you need to get you some business, brother or sister. Maybe y'all need to get y'all some business. You know what I mean? But that's the point that I'm saying, man. Don't allow society to get you into a situation that you may that you're not ready for. You understand what I'm saying? And that you may regret. And also, always tell people how you're feeling, man. Don't hold it back because we don't know what is going to happen in this world, my people. You know, those are the points. But we about to get up off here. My train is coming. I got about what? 7 minutes to catch that train. You understand what I'm saying? And anybody out here talking about take your ass home, listen, I've been home. I fell asleep. We starting the next day. While y'all out there sleeping, there's people out there working, making things happen. You know what I mean? Making this city run. So peace out. I love y'all. Peace the hell out. Yeah.